What's up, wave makers? It's me, Mommy Suna.
You know what?
We are doing part 2 pretty much to my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, I do recommend checking it out before watching this one, simply because we're just gonna be seeing a lot of damage control today. I was shared the Zoom call in a Young Living Platinum group where they're interviewing, I forget the guy's name, it'll say in a second, but I think he's like the sales director or something like that. He's like a big corporate guy. While I've watched through a lot of Young Living Zoom calls over the past few weeks, I'd say that this one definitely stuck out as the most interesting, just because the guy is very passionate. He makes you want to believe everything he's saying, but like at the end of it, it's like, no, there's no way. Come on, dude. You're enabling people to scam people, in my opinion. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. Just a lot of damage control about the stuff we talked about in the last video. That's why I think you should probably go check that out if you haven't yet. So without further ado, I don't really have much left to say except for leave a like on this video, please, por favor, s'il vous plaît, whatever language you speak. Double check for me, make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Dude, my subscriptions have been going all over the place the past few days. Like, I swear YouTube is like unsubscribing like chunks of people from me. So just double check and make sure you're subscribed. If you've never been subscribed, hey, click that subscribe button, please. I am about 500 subs away from my next milestone of 60,000. So your subscription is gonna help me get there. So thank you if you do so. I do appreciate it. And of course, leave me comments. YouTube loves when people engage with videos and watch them. So now let's press play. Let's just do this.
Sorry about our delay. We had a little bit of technical stuff we were doing behind the scenes. It wasn't.
And so if you are joining us from the Platinum chat, sorry about our delay. We had a little bit of technical stuff we were doing behind the scenes.
All right. That'll double it twice. All right. So continuing with my, it feels like Friday technical issues right there.
That was not a technical issue, ma'am. I'm sorry. I haven't even gotten into any of it, but like she's just like making excuses for her just fucking up. Technical difficulties. It's not a technical difficulty. You had your Zoom open on another tab. Just admit that you fucked up. Sorry, that's totally irrelevant. Oh, but what I do want to say though, I think I'm going to have the lady blurred. So this lady in particular, from what I understand, is just a diamond. Her rank is diamond in Young Living, which is like 3rd or 4th from the top, so still the top 0.1%. And I think the minimum on the income disclosure statement for this rank is over $60,000 a year. So she's doing well with her Young Living business, but she's not like one of the Royal Crown diamonds, you know? But somehow I kept seeing her everywhere, and I'm like, who is this chick, and why do I keep seeing her name? Why do I keep seeing her face? Apparently she's the one who owns the, what did Mom tell me? I think it was, she owns the gold and platinum chats for distributors, and this is in a platinum group. So since she's the owner, I don't know, they treat her like she's the top dog or something. I don't know, irrelevant, but she doesn't really seem like a super de-duper public figure. Like if you're in Young Living, I guess she could be a public figure maybe, but like I don't know. So I'm gonna probably have her blurred just to be safe. But this guy, this Jeff Pearson guy, I was looking him up, and he'll get into it a little bit here. So he used to be with Young Living, a big corporate bigwig, and then he left Young Living for Shakely, which is an MLM that I've never really talked about on this channel, but I'm pretty sure it's one that's been around for a long time. For a few years, he was with Shakely doing sales, like a chief sales officer or chief financial, I don't fucking know. I think it has to do with sales. And now he's back with Young Living, and he mentions that the president asked him to come back, and he's like, yeah, I wanted to come back because I just love this company. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure that's why you came back to Young Living, or is it because you were offered like a very substantial pay raise to fix this shit? Just a thought. Anyway, that's who this guy is. He's been a corporate bigwig in multiple MLMs at this point. He's well renowned, I guess, among MLMs as far as I understand. It's hard to find stuff about him because there's an actor named Jeff Pearson, or Jeffrey Pearson. So like that's kind of all that comes up when you look him up. Anyway, I don't know. Either way, this is not the actor Jeffrey Pearson. Jeff Pearson, he's just another Jeff Pearson. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have 2 different earrings, and someone's gonna say something and be like, why, what's going on? So I'm stretching my ears up. I got the 11/16 in this ear today, but this is the stubborn ear. No, if you guys could see her face right now, she's so cute. Anyway, yeah, so this ear's stubborn and it still has my 5/8 jewelry, stretching jewelry in it. So yeah, that's what's happening. Okay, we're 30 seconds into this and I just can't stop talking. All right, yeah, Jeff Pearson is, I wouldn't consider him a private citizen. I would say he's a pretty well-known guy in many aspects of the industry. So anyway.
We are live in the Platinum chat and you've actually never been here before. So, I was just going to give you a little bit of an introduction of these are the best people in Young Living. These Platinums are, they ask tough questions and they are hard workers and they are showing up. And so I am so thankful that you took our invite and are showing up for us. What people don't know about you is that I've known you since you started at Young Living, like literally probably the day after your orientation. So Young Living sent you to beauty school. And you and another Jeff showed up. Yeah. And I was walking with my friend who's also in here, will be watching it. And I just was like, oh, those poor men. They look like fish out of water. A little bit, just a little bit, because you were in suits and heading into what is you were very obviously male, heading into this very heavy female meeting. And boy, you guys held your own. I think you did a dance party.
We had to. Do you remember that? So
I do.
I don't remember if it was Mary, but a bunch of us were asked to go on stage and we had to twirl. It was terrible. Yeah.
It was no, not terrible. I think it just kind of gave you
the twirls. That was terrible. That was not nice.
I think it gave you an idea of what you were in for.
I can't say I'm surprised at this, especially knowing what we know about Young Living conventions and like events and stuff. In my video where I snuck into the Zoom call with Jacob Young talking to a team, they talked about this kind of stuff all the time, like how he had to get up on stage and karaoke to I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. I'm pretty sure that's the song that he said it was. And then like in that same video, I put clips of it, but like there's like a video of him like doing almost like river dancing on stage, but then it's like a mariachi band, so it's like it's supposed to be Mexican hat dancing, but I'm pretty sure he was river dancing. So like, it's a very performative company. That too, and like Mary Young is an opera singer. They like open up their conventions, like she sings and then she gets her sons to sing. Jacob is not that great of a singer, but the other son is pretty good actually, from what I remember. Rising the sky, yeah, they're very performative and theatrical, so I guess that's a Young Living thing, and it just gets cringier the more I hear about it. I'm like, they made him do this? Plus, when she's like, they sent you to beauty school, I was thinking like, oh, they like straight up like paid for him to go to beauty school, because you know sometimes like jobs, because this is actually this guy's job, he's a corporate employee, jobs will like pay for their employees to get continued education or go to college, and they'll pay for tuition reimbursement stuff if you're going for something that they can use you for in the future, basically. And I was thinking like, oh, so they like straight up just sent him to beauty school. No, apparently this was Young Living beauty school. So like probably completely illegitimate as far as beauty schools go. I mean, yeah, because like any beauty school isn't gonna force you to get up in front of the class and do some little twirls and shit. Are they attacking his masculinity at that point? Like if they were forcing the men to come up at beauty school and do some twirls and shit, they're like laughing about the gender roles being switched. Ha ha ha, that's so funny. It's 2022, dude. Like we don't laugh about that shit anymore. It's really honestly not funny. Anyway.
I don't like to put our guests on the spot too much. Actually, that's not true. I think that this is a really great place just to kind of come and just share like who you are as a person. So I asked you to kind of prepare with like your why. Like you came back, you left Young Living. We love you. We, get it. But you came back, and I'm so hoping you can share your heart, share your journey that led you back to Young Living today, to have just such a great, and then I know you're going to share your vision. That wasn't our plan for this week's call, but you shared it a little bit with the Diamonds on Tuesday. And so after that, I went, oh, wow, I hope you can share that here. And then I know you're going to take questions from the audience. So right now you are in the Plat chat as an invited guest. And a little bit later today, we're going to give you the boot. So you'll get to see
how much later today. How much time do I have in the group? No, I'm just joking.
So they let this corporate guy into their exclusive Facebook group of platinums only. Why? Like, this is on Zoom, though. Like, why does he need to be in that Facebook group to be on this Zoom call with them? I don't know. Maybe to read comments or something. I don't fucking know. But, like, then they're like, we're gonna kick you out after. What the hell? You guys don't want corporate people in your Facebook groups? Is it because you don't want them to see you guys acting against policies and procedures and FTC guidelines and shit? Is that why?
But we don't actually like corporate coming in because it is a really safe place for our people.
We don't let corporate people in because, you know, this group is a safe place for us all to be non-compliant. We don't want corporate people seeing how non-compliant we are. Jeez. I'm probably going to be cutting a lot of this part out because he's basically just talking about himself. Like, let me tell you a little bit about me. It's like, we're not here for that, Jeff. We don't care. People in the Platt chat might be, but we're not. So fast forward.
I joined Young Living the first time in 2016, and I absolutely love this company. I love the people. I love the products. I love the youngs. I think they're amazing people with big hearts, and
big farts.
I felt very lucky to walk into Young Living at that time. And yes, I did leave for a little while, and it ended up being a blessing for my family and I, and it was a good experience, and I learned a lot. And, you know, I get asked all the time why I came back, and
I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question for him before he actually answers this question. The reason he came back, and while I don't know this to be factual, I'm just spitballing here. This is just a guess, but I would assume the president of Young Living, is that Ben Riley guy? I'm pretty sure, hit this dude up and he's like, yo, we need you to come back because Young Living's falling apart. We're gonna be bankrupt in 6 months. We need you to come back and fix everything. And this guy's like, you want me to come fix things? Sorry, I moved on. I've got this promotion. Like, I'm very high up in corporate at this other MLM. And they're like, but I'll give you this huge pay raise. And he said, okay, here I come. Do not try to pretend that you were not offered more money to take this job. It wasn't just him coming and being like, please come help us. There was more to it. Don't try to bullshit us, dude.
And yes, I did leave for a little while, and it ended up being a blessing for my family and I, and it was a good experience, and I learned a lot. And, you know, I get asked all the time why I came back, and I'll share just a few things. So first, we get to choose to spend our time with the people that we want. Like, that's a decision we get to make. And I fell in love with the Young Living people when I was here. I feel like we have some of the best communities. We have the best leaders, the right type of community that I want to be a part of. And I feel like if I'm going to work in this industry, I want to work with the people that I love and that I like to be around. And I feel like we got the best people here.
Why would you, I mean, I guess, not that Shakely is any better, but like, why would you want, like voluntarily want to be around all these oily mamas? Like, really? That seems like hell on earth, dude. I don't believe that for 1 second. Now, maybe the people in Shakely are worse. They possibly could be, but I mean, I would say that with Young Living, you're really 100% dealing with a cult here, and at least I don't necessarily know that Shakely is any more culty than any other MLM, but Young Living definitely is. Does that make his job easier? Like, maybe he's like, oh, I just get less criticism because everyone here is brainwashed. Could that be it? Possibly.
So I love the leaders. I feel like we do have the best leaders in the industry. And so when you're thinking about future success, that's 100% dependent upon the leaders that you work with. And Young Living has the best.
In Young Living's case, it's not about the leaders. By the leaders, I'm pretty sure he means like the sales force, like the distributors, the Royal Crown Diamonds and shit. In Young Living's case right now, it is not on the sales force to fix shit. It is 100% on corporate and on the Young family because they let this go on so long. They made this bed and now they have to lie in it. It has nothing to do with the distributors.
And there's great people at other companies, but we have a higher collection of great leadership here than anywhere else that I've seen. And so I feel like if I can come here and support you and deliver what you need, that we can be super successful. So, I mean, the people, it really comes down to just the leadership. And then in the field, the leadership in the field. And then as I look.
Okay. So he clarified the leadership in the field, meaning like the Royal Crown Diamonds and stuff, right? Or do I have that wrong? I'm pretty sure that's what he means.
I love Mary Young. I love the young boys. I think Jacob and Joseph are amazing. They're future leaders. I've been extremely impressed since I've been back with how much they've grown and how brilliant they are. They're so smart. They're wise, way beyond their years. And that's been super impressive to me. And then, you know, obviously I'm a big fan of Ben Riley. I think bringing Ben Riley back to Young Living was an extremely smart decision. He's a great leader. He loves all of you.
That's the president.
He's leader first, brand partner first. And it's nice to know that you have a president combined with owners that just love the field. And I wanted to be a part of that.
The owners being the Young family, being Mary Young and her 2 sons, you cannot honestly say that they love this field. The reason Young Living exists in the first place is because of Gary, and Gary's fucking dead. That sounded bad, but like whatever, he was a monster. Gary started Young Living. He's the one who made it a multi-level marketing company. He's ultimately the one who made all the decisions and ran the company until he retired, I guess, and Mary took over, and then he died like shortly after. And based on the audio recordings that have come out about Mary Young this past year or so, even up till recently, a few weeks ago, we had that other one that I had in my last video. Mary does not sound happy. She sounds like she just cares about the business, like not necessarily essential oils and MLMs and stuff. She cares that her business is doing well. She doesn't necessarily care that they're selling essential oils to a cult, to a sales force of cult members. I don't think that Mary and Jacob, well, I mean, Jacob and Joseph were raised in this, so maybe they care a little bit more. But that goes back to what I was saying about that Zoom call with Jacob that one time, that like he didn't really have a choice, and now he's pretty much the heir of this company. He's like the heir of his father's throne. He was pretty much born to take over this company. Like, it's pretty much his purpose. He was born to take his father's place, whether he wants to or not. And he's working his way up to doing it, assuming that Young Living doesn't take a shit before then. But no, I feel bad for him, because I feel like Jacob never really got a chance to be his own person. He literally is just forced to be an image of his father. And it's sad. While the kids definitely were raised in this and think that they should care because that's all they know, I don't think Mary cares. I really don't.
When Ben asked me if I'd be interested in coming back, I wasn't looking for a job. I had a great job. I was running sales for another company. We had just finished a turnaround there. We were experiencing growth. But I wanted to be back here because I can see the potential.
Dude! He just straight up said it. Just like, yeah, we were doing great. Like, I turned the company around. Like, we were growing. We were doing all this great stuff. But, you know, I just wanted to be back with Young Living. I came back because I wanted to. Shut the fuck up. No, you did not. No, you did not. Who buys this? I mean, I guarantee all the people on the Zoom call are buying it. But that's because they're already brainwashed. But not me, sweaty. I see right through this shit. You came back because you were offered a good paycheck. Period.
I want you to know, like, I really believe that. This was a deliberate decision that I made with my wife, knowing what I was going into and knowing what I was walking away from. I wanted to be here because I believe in you, all of you as leaders, and I believe in our mission. I believe in our products. And I'm really, really excited and confident about the future. And I hope you guys know that and believe that. Our future here is going to be great. It's going to be great because of you. It's going to be great because of our products. It's going to be great because we have all the things coming together, and I can feel it. And I hope you guys do too. And I know we've gone through a lot over the last little bit. You know, there's been a lot of things with the pandemic, a lot of other obstacles, but that's typical in business. It's typical, and there's ups and downs. And so I just hope that we can all we're all going to get through this together. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. So that's why I came back. And I'm excited. Even after I've been back, I'm still excited. I see the future. I see the potential. I see things moving in the right direction. And I mean, it's just a great time to be a part of this family and this community. And I talked a little bit to the Diamonds this week, shared some things that we're working on. We have a short-term plan, and then we have a long-term vision that we want to accomplish. And I shared some of the short-term things that we're working on, and I'll tease and talk about some of those things with you now. But in the future, I see Young Living as the biggest in the industry, the biggest in our industry.
Aren't you
I
already?
see us having years of growth, exponential.
I thought you guys were the leader of the essential oil industry. That's what you're all saying. But now he's like, I see the potential for us to be number one. but I thought, sir, I thought that you already were. You guys all say you are. Now, if he's talking about MLMs, like, don't be stupid. Amway? You're really gonna say you're gonna beat out Amway or like Herbalife or Avon for being like #1 in direct sales? No, those companies are so established, and we know that like Amway just has so much political power that they will always be #1. Like, and he's gotta know that. And it's also weird to me that he's like, I see so much potential in Young Living. Young Living is like 30 years old, dude. Young Living had its prime years ago. It was in its prime, and then Gary died and everything went if you really think that you're gonna bounce back from this, especially after finding out that everything that you've been selling to your sales force, to your customers, if you will, has been a lie as far as seed to seal goes. You guys don't own all your own farms. Allegedly, according to court documents, you only produce about 1% of the oils from the plants you grow. Everything else is imported, but you played it off for 30 years. But the truth was you owned all the farms, you grew everything, you seeded to sealed. You seed to sealed everything. And they just don't. So there's that, and then there's like just so much controversy. And now everyone knows that they're operating at a loss and they're not operating well, and they're like, we can come back from this. I don't think you can. No, you lied to everybody. Also changed their compensation plan multiple times and like cut people's paychecks like intensely. Lots of things going on here that I don't think Young Living can come back from.
I see us attracting more and more of the right people because I'm telling you, people want to be a part of this community. We're different, we're unique. And although we make people do little dances at beauty school, which was extremely awkward. And I don't know if you guys remember, they made me get up on stage during conference and do a lip sync to Frozen.
Yet another freaking embarrassing moment, courtesy of Young Living. They made him get up and go to beauty school and do some twirls on a stage, and then they made him go to convention and sing, presumably Let It Go, in front of thousands of people. Yeah, okay. That pay raise must have been substantial for him to come back.
Even after that, I wanted to come back, and that was humiliating.
Money talks, dude.
So
his job is humiliating.
Man, we just have a lot to be excited about. So let me just share some of the things I share with the diamonds. Momentum. I want to talk about momentum and creating momentum. Momentum is a combination of velocity and mass, right?
Is this
you
a science
get a lot
lesson?
of people moving in the right direction, in the same direction, that creates momentum. To shift momentum, to make that shift, to turn it in the opposite direction, it requires a force. So right now, we've got to be thinking about how are we going to create a force to shift. If we're experiencing that, how do we create that shift and generate that force so that we can shift that momentum? And that's what we're thinking about. And I hope that's what you're thinking about. And for us to do that, that means that we all got to lock arms together.
No, locking arms.
At the same time, in the same direction, go to work and make that difference and make that impact. So that's what's going through my head. And I hope that's what you guys are looking at is, how can I create a force in my business? And how can I unite with other people to create that kind of energy and momentum? So again, short term, we're trying to put things into place that you guys can build around that can help to create that force to shift momentum. Now, everything that we're creating right now require 4 things, and I'm going to share what those program guidelines and requirements are. So everything that we do needs to have all 4 of these things. And if you miss one thing, it won't work. Okay. So the first thing is everything we do needs to be simple. Simple that when you hear it, when you see it, you know how to take action and move right away. So simple. The second thing is everything we do needs to be worth it. If it's not worth it, people won't waste their time doing it. That means that
that's why so many people left.
That you look at your check and you say, oh my gosh, I made this for sharing that product. I want to do it again.
Is it possible that this mindset, this way of thinking is the reason why Young Living is in the shitter the way it is? They were so set on making sure that their sales force is well compensated so that they would continue to sell the products. And she's like, we were paying out 90% in this country, in that country, 80% in other countries. It's like, okay, no fucking wonder. You were doomed from the start. I don't know what Gary was doing when he was alive, but whatever Mary's been up to. I mean, maybe Gary like was just running shit so bad for so long, and then when he died, Mary's like, oh god, now I have to fix everything, and now she doesn't know what to do because she was supposed to have a career as an opera singer or some shit, and now she's the CEO. Well, She's the CEO of Young Living. But also, like, for the sales force to take such a big pay cut when the compensation plan was changed, they clearly all like left and went to other MLMs where presumably they had a better opportunity to probably make more money. If they can go leave and go find better financial opportunity at another MLM, like, what are you guys doing? But ultimately this comes back to, oh, why the heck are MLM products so expensive? Well, like, this is one of the reasons, because yeah, I mean, he's right. You're not going to want, well, most people, most like level-headed people anyway, are not going to want to go out of their way to scam their friends and family, to push sales on their friends and family, and to just like become a cult member. Like, most people don't want to do that shit. So like, to make it worth it, you gotta pay them well, and in order for those commissions to be worth it, the prices gotta be high. They gotta pay them somehow. It all just really comes full circle, doesn't it? Like, it's no fucking wonder. I almost feel like these people want to preach about like how sustainable and how well their foundations are setting them in place for a lifetime of positive business interactions and all shit, whatever I'm trying to say. But like, really, honestly, I don't think that this is sustainable at all. And I think that goes for like every MLM. So many MLMs have shut down, especially in the past few years. And it's not because of COVID. I mean, COVID probably did some harm to some companies, but like, I'm pretty sure Advocare shut down before COVID hit. Yeah, I'm starting to think that MLMs just are not as sustainable, not really a permanent home for people the way they want you to believe it is. Because I really don't think these businesses are sustainable just by nature. They're not. I mean, we all know that too, right? Like, we know that there's a finite amount of people on this planet that they can recruit and sell to, so eventually you can't keep growing. Eventually you're going to run out of people, so that just kind of goes to show that you can't keep growing with a finite population on this planet. I guess it's just unsustainable in more ways than one, is what I'm trying to say.
So everything we do needs to be worth it. The third thing, it needs to be part of a system. A system means that you can easily duplicate that. That people know how they can plug in and see success and adopt. And the fourth
Do you mean
thing
adapt?
is, it's really two things. It's permanent and sustainable. So everything we do needs to be permanent, that you guys can plan on it, that's not going to go away next month, that you can build trainings around, you can give your team time to adopt. And sustainable, meaning that if you do really well with it,
sir, the word is
okay.
adapt.
We don't have to pull it back. You know, we want it to stick around and you guys to plan on it. So, and I'm curious what if you guys agree with that. So simple, worth it, part of a system, and permanent and sustainable. And that's what it makes it really easy as we start to talk about things internally and we have ideas. We just go down the list. Is it simple? Okay. Is it worth it? And if it's not worth it, we're done. If it's not part of a system, we're done. And so this is a great way to make sure that we're focusing in on the right things.
Okay. Easier said than done.
I'm trying to go through the chat. So I hate it when things change too quick. I agree with that. Like you just get trainings in place and then we make a change, and we've got to give you time to train and adopt it and gain confidence in it so you can build it. It just takes time. As a company, we've decided that we have 4 priorities right now. And these are our immediate priorities. These aren't like our strategies for the year or like our vision for the future. These are the things that we've got to do right now, today, this week, in the very near future, to make sure that we can shift the momentum.
To make sure that
the first priority is we want to really build confidence and improve the enrollment process. And what does that mean? We've got to simplify it. We've got to make sure that when you bring somebody in, they can get through that process. And not only that, you get credit, that there's that proper attribution.
AKA that we give you compensation for recruiting people because we're a pyramid scheme. I'm pretty sure from what I remember, he kind of goes off about a lot of kind of boring shit right here, like just talking about what their goals are, I guess, their short-term goals, and a lot of it's kind of boring, so just know I'm probably gonna be cutting a bit of it out. I'll leave the more interesting parts in, but just so you know, as always, context is not changed because I cut some things out. I just want to maintain my own audience and not make them sit through some boring shit.
I'm sorry if these seem a little basic, but I believe if we can solve these things, that it's gonna be so easy for us to build and innovate for the future. So again, priority number one is make sure that we have confidence and trust and simplify that enrollment process and people getting proper attribution. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of work and effort being done in this area. And I'll spend some more talking about each of these priorities, but I want to go through them first. The second priority is we know how important it is to get people on loyalty. So that second priority is making it simple for people to transition from their first order to loyalty.
That's loyalty rewards. I don't necessarily remember what that entails. I want to say that's their auto ship, but I'll Google it right now. Loyalty rewards is Young Living's perk program. You get a 24% discount and receive your monthly loyalty order while earning free gifts and loyalty points to spend on future product purchases. It's basically just like any other MLM has, from what I understand, like how Monate has like the VIP customers or whatever, and those are the people who are on auto ship. They get a discount. So there's the retail price when you go to Young Living's website, and then they have a discounted price. I think that's the 24% off price. 24 for whatever fucking reason. Just like up it to 25. What are you doing? Anyway, how do I qualify? If you have at least one item set to process each month on your loyalty order, regardless of point value amount, you'll unlock a 24% discount on your loyalty order, as well as on any future one-time orders. And you have to place a loyalty order every month of 50 or more PV. And Young Living's PV is not dollar for dollar, because I'm pretty sure I remember when we were talking about last video, there was the kids oil kit or whatever the fuck. It was $145, I think, but it was only 100 PV. So you can't even say that this is like a $50 order every month. It's probably more than that. Plus you have to pay for shipping, obviously, and all that. Oh, the longer you place 50 plus PV loyalty orders, the more points you earn. 25 consecutive months or more. Jeez, that's a lot. That's over 2 years, dude. You get 25% of your PV order back in loyalty points. And this isn't just like a VIP customer program like Monate has. Like, I'm pretty sure that like the distributors are all on this loyalty rewards thing too, because you know the distributors are the customers. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, yeah, he's like, I know it's hard to get people to sign up for loyalty rewards. Maybe if your products weren't so extremely overpriced, dude, maybe that wouldn't be an issue. But unfortunately, you guys are marked up out the wazoo.
The third priority is making sure that we have an amazing first order experience for our new customers and new brand partners. So what does that mean? That means they place an order, they get tracking, they get to their house quickly, and they have a good experience, and an experience hopefully that they want to share about.
Hold on. They're like putting a priority on making sure that like the new people are taken care of. What about the people who have been by your side for years in Young Living, who have been putting up with your bullshit for so long? Like, I understand, okay? I get that they're trying to be like, we need to recruit more people to shift the momentum, and then we need to keep those people. So we need to keep them happy. Yeah, but like, if you are in a place where you can prioritize like one customer over another, I feel like that's fucked up, right? Like, just process every order the same and make sure every order processing is a good experience for everybody. Like, why is that so hard? I worked in customer service for 10 years, dude. Like, I know how it is, but like, it's really not that hard to just be consistently good at your job. Just like consistently always perform well. I don't know. And we're talking about like distribution and stuff. This isn't even people like formulating the products. It's literally just like shipping and processing and stuff. Like, how hard is that? I don't know. I've never done that work. So someone in the comments is going to be like, actually, I worked in a shipping warehouse for 20 years and it was the hardest job I ever had. Okay, sorry.
The fourth thing is the first 90 days incentives and rewards. We want to make sure that we have the right incentives and rewards, that people want to share the opportunity. They want to share the products and reward the right behaviors. So those are the four priorities: the enrollment process, the transition to loyalty, that first order experience for a new customer and brand partner, and then the rewards that you receive in those first 90 days as you're getting started in the business, because it's so important that they see success early on so that we can retain them. You guys agree with those priorities? I know that there's going to be other things that you want. This doesn't mean we're not working on other things, but these are the number one things that our team and resources are going towards right now. And this is not like, again, this isn't over the next year. This is, we've got to fix them today.
Or else
just
we
want to run
we
through
go
the chat.
bye-bye.
So we're aligned. Let me just spend a little bit of time talking, about what we've worked on, what we've accomplished, and what you can look forward to in the future. So with the enrollment process, I do want to say that we're getting better. I just got off the phone with our team. They've said that they've accomplished over the last 2 months, they've completed 200 tickets, 200 plus tickets. That means that they've fixed 200 little issues that are out there, which is really encouraging. Some of those are issues, some of those are improvements.
Am I the only one who doesn't think that that sounds like a lot? Especially over the course of 2 months, so about 100 per month? Like, how many employees do you have in your customer service? Like, Young Living is such a big... Can you turn that down? Oh, so loud. Dun, 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 dun. Young Living is such a big organization that maybe they could be like, oh no, because we only had 100 tickets come up in a month. Like, I doubt that, dude. Like, I highly doubt that. There has to be a reason why they're focusing so hard on like fixing all this shit, because like clearly a bunch of people are having issues. And I don't know, I don't think that 100 people per month helped is anything to brag about. I feel like there's probably way more. But you know what? If that's an improvement, then great. Steps in the right direction, I guess.
There's a lot of work going into that enrollment process. We're not done, but we're getting there. And I want to say that our call volumes have gone down dramatically. The tickets, like I said, we're getting through a lot of tickets. Our conversion rate on the website is way above industry norm, which is very encouraging. It's almost double, which says a lot about, the improvement in design and attribution. Again, we're seeing less and less people come in without a sponsor. And when they do, we're actively assessing why that happened. We're going through and watching back the clicks and where people went and why they weren't properly attributed and why someone didn't. Really what happens is people aren't putting in, a lot of times they aren't putting in their sponsor ID or selecting a sponsor. Anyways, there's a lot of work being done. And again, we watch all of those interactions so that we can know where there are issues. So some things that we're going to be launching here in the near future. We just launched some enhancements a week ago to simplify that brand partner enrollment. We are also going to be launching here what we're calling the guided enrollment flow, which is just simplifying that enrollment process so people can follow a 1, 2, 3 step process to get enrolled so that they know how to do it. So just a guided enrollment flow. That's something that we're going to launch here over the next month. And we feel like that will help simplify that enrollment.
I've never tried to enroll with Young Living, but like enrolling in something like this, I feel like shouldn't be something that's like complicated that people can't understand on their own without like a little bit of website direction, But what do I know? Maybe all these Young Living people just are technologically not there.
Getting people to join loyalty in that first month, at that first experience is so important. Ben shared the retention numbers. I'll share them with you again. If somebody will join with a kit and then in month 2, and at that time, set up a loyalty rewards order, 80% of those people will buy in month 2. Okay. That is an amazing conversion rate. As just a point of reference, the company I just came from, their highest reordered product from month 1 to month 2 was a 55%.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to Google like leaving the loyalty rewards because I wonder there's got to be like, I don't know, some kind of fee or something. I can't imagine that you can just like opt out whenever you want. I think even Monet with their VIP, there's like a cancellation fee and stuff. So maybe that's why they're pushing it so hard to be like, oh, it's so important that you get people on this loyalty reward because once they're there, it's probably hard to leave. Anyway, I will be Googling that to see if I can figure out how to leave the loyalty rewards once you get into it.
Okay, highest was 55%. So I'm telling you that this is about 80%, which is an amazing retention rate. Not only that, there's a 50% chance that if they join loyalty rewards in that first month and start with a kit, there's a 50% chance they're going to be around 6-7 months down the road. That is an extremely high retention rate.
So this just says contact Young Living by phone to cancel your order, like your essential rewards order. But like, can you forfeit all your points once you cancel? They're given 1 skip month every 12 months. If you're gonna cancel an essential rewards anything, you have to fucking call them. Like, ew.
I just think it's so important for you guys to know that. And so everything that we're doing right now is how do we help people at the time of join or in that first month, how do we help more people log on or enroll on the loyalty rewards program?
Lower your prices. So, that's step one.
And again, another data point just to reference. So we say the conversion rates, but I also want to share the value of that customer or brand partner in year one. So if somebody joins with a kit and loyalty rewards, they're worth about $1,200 to you in that first year. If they don't join with a kit and without loyalty rewards, they're worth about $350.
Okay, so that makes it sound like, because, you know, we know it has to be a 50 PV order, but he just said if they join in that first month in loyalty rewards, they're worth about $1,200 to you in a year. So I'm assuming that that 50 PV is usually going to cost them about $100. So you're basically locked into paying $100 a month for some Young Living bullshit, probably Ningxia Red. I guarantee that's probably what most of these people are on the loyalty rewards for. That would make the most sense. I don't know what the PV is on that. I could probably look that up too, but I do know without the discount, Ningxia Red will run you about $100 for 2 bottles. So fucking wild, I know.
The transition from the PSK or PSB to loyalty rewards is a little bit challenging. So here are some of the things that we're doing. So here in the near future, we're going to be launching 2 new enrollment kits that are going to be very simple for you to toggle and add to loyalty rewards in month 2.
Okay, so it's looking like PV, it can't always be though. Okay, so if you order 2 bottles of Ningxia Red and you have the discount price, that 24% discount, then it's $82 and you get 82 PV for it. But then like there are other ones that are like only 100 PV, even though you pay like 145, whatever the fuck. So if you're on an auto shipment for Ningxia Red, a 2-pack of Ningxia Red per month will put you over that 50 PV mark. It could be done less than $100. Maybe the average that people spend is just $100, maybe. I don't know.
And then something else we're looking at doing, and I can't share the details, but I'm extremely excited about it. Once people get on loyalty rewards, the retention rate is massive. And so
because they can't quit
the key is
without calling.
And then the program helps to retain them. We're looking at adding in an incentive so that somebody's second loyalty rewards order, there's a pretty significant gift that they'll receive in their order on their second loyalty rewards order. So that's something that you can say to people when they join with this kit and loyalty rewards, and on your next loyalty rewards order, there's going to be this gift in your box, which is it's going to be attractive. So
it's not a bad
excited
idea.
about that.
The only thing that doesn't make sense there is that like literally giving away free product, quote unquote. How is that going to help you guys not go bankrupt? I mean, I understand like long term it can hold on to those customers if they're on the essential rewards. Like I get that, but I don't necessarily see how that is a strategy that Mary would agree with.
That will be coming here in the near future as well. The third thing is the new customer and brand partner, that first order experience. And like I said earlier, it's so important that they have a positive experience. We got to make sure that their order gets to them in time, that it's accurate, that they have the tracking, and that they want to share and talk about that experience. So we're in the process right now of flagging all of our first orders in the system. And by flagging it, that allows us to prioritize those shipments so they can get out of our warehouses first.
I understand why they do that, but it's kind of a slap in the face to the people who have been there for years. It's like I made a sale and now they're going to get their order before I get mine, even though I placed mine first. Like what? Seems kind of rude.
Also allows us to send them through a separate Q&A process as well, so that we can make sure and audit that order to make sure it's accurate. And it just allows us to provide special treatment for that order. That we haven't flagged first orders before. This is a new thing that we are going to start flagging, and that will allow us just to provide a better experience. So quicker out the door, make sure that we audit.
So essentially provide a fake experience for them, because the second time they order something, they're no longer being flagged in the system and they're going to be treated like everyone else, right? And then they're going to be like, oh shit, this isn't as good as my first experience. I don't know, like, what do you think you're doing with that? Like, I get where they're going with it, but sorry, it's kind of stupid.
Don't miss Danielle's idea when you come back later, but
tell me it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, she wants to know if there's an easy way to have a brand that offers to become a brand partner at enrollment for free, to have a link to share. So got some comments on that one. And also There is a little bit of good feedback in here about people not calling so much anymore because they've kind of given up. So I think in summary,
so that's not.
I think in the summary, those would be probably the two things that you not talked about.
So they get rid of 100 tickets per month or 200 in 2 months. Meanwhile, people are like trying to call in and submit tickets and like complain and like get shit squared away on their end, and they just give up because the customer service just isn't there. Maybe they're spending all their time and resources just trying to make a fake experience for their first time customers. I don't necessarily see this working out for them very well. I just think they're in too deep. I think they dug the hole too deep and now they can't get out, and that's what I think.
Well, that's concerning then. I want to make sure we're actually
don't
solving
act like you
problems.
didn't know that.
100%, we have to build confidence back, and we want you to trust us. And I can sit here and say stuff. We can all, and I know you guys are sick of hearing us say stuff. We
because
have
you're
to
all
gain
liars.
that trust back, but we don't know if we're not fixing things, or if there's a problem unless we hear it from you. So I don't want you guys to give up on us. We need to know. But I also want us to prove it to you over time and gain that trust back. We know it's critical.
He recognizes, like, we lost these people's trust. Probably mostly what he's referring to is the fact that Seat to Seal was a lie this whole time. So there's that. One way to get people to trust you a little bit might be, oh, I don't know, releasing some testing reports. I don't know, how long have we been saying this? Come on, what are you doing? You know, this whole time he's been talking about how to fix this and that, but I've never once heard him mention transparency. That would be a pretty big thing. And I think it's because they don't want to admit that they haven't been transparent up until this point. And I don't think they're being transparent now. I really don't. I think the most transparent person in Young Living is Mary Young. Being like, we're in the hole. We're not doing very well, guys. And then everyone else is like, Mary, shut the fuck up. No, guys, we're fine. It's fine. We're gonna fix things. It's fine. We just want to get your trust back. How are you gonna get people's trust back if you're prioritizing people who are new to Young Living and didn't have a reason not to trust you in the first place? And now you're just like, hey guys, we want your trust back, but just wait. Just can you wait? We need to prioritize other people first. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see this working out. I really don't.
And I can tell you, we're still going to make mistakes, but I can promise you, we're committed to making sure that you guys have a great experience and that we address these core issues. The last thing that I want to talk about and just share what we're doing is the first 90 days incentives and rewards. This is where I feel like it needs to be extremely worth it. If you're going to go talk to your friends and family about joining a business, or if you want to talk to people about these new products, if you're going to go and use those relationships, you want to make sure that it's not only a good experience for them, but that it's worth it for you to have those conversations. And we know that. The other thing that we've seen is we did this survey. We asked, I think it was like 17,000 of our leaders participated in this survey. And one of the pain points that came back is they were concerned with the price of our products. Now, the price of our products probably will not go down. In fact, because of the quality of our products and us sourcing the highest, the best ingredients for our products, our prices, I can't see them going down. In fact, in the future, they could go up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so we see that that's a pain point, but we also want to know, we want to have a way to really address that.
But like, how can they still keep spewing this bullshit out when we know they're importing shit from places that other essential oil companies are importing from also? We know that you're not necessarily getting the best ingredients, or at least better than anyone else. So then why are your prices so high? Oh, that's right, because it's a multi-level marketing company and they have to be. I think they keep raising the prices and bumping that shit up to try to get themselves out of this hole. But all it's really doing now is just pissing people off more. It's like, I'm paying so much more for this oil with Young Living. I could be paying way less with this other company, and they're pretty much the same quality, dude. You know what would fix that? If they would release the testing reports. Oh, it's so frustrating. And they're like, I'm pretty sure in the last video, they were doing some damage control in a Facebook group or something. And one of the people was like, well, releasing the reports isn't gonna help anyway because you have to be a trained scientist to even understand them. It's like, who gives a shit? If I'm not a trained scientist, I'll find one who is. If I don't understand what I'm looking at, then I'll find someone who does. That is so irrelevant. It's just another excuse why they won't release it. She's like, you don't need it. Yeah, but other essential oil companies do that. So hello, Young Living, please. I really honestly think it's because they don't want people to see that they're just as pure or whatever the fuck or premium as everyone else. Because then they couldn't justify having such high prices, right? If you found out that Young Living's products have very similar scientific test results or whatever as all the other essential oil companies who, I think Young Living, it's like 66% more expensive than like its competitors. I'm pretty sure. I remember looking that up at one point. Don't quote me on that though, but I mean, they're marked up super duper high. They wouldn't be able to justify it anymore, and then it's like, who's gonna buy it? I mean, I guess your brainwashed cult members probably still would. You'd come up with something else and they'd believe it, you know? There's always something that you can pull out of your butt that your cult members are going to believe, I suppose.
And so we're looking at ways to make it quicker for people to get their products for free by, you know, sponsoring people and bringing people into business.
But how's that gonna help you?
We want to be able to offset that cost quicker for them. So yes, we may not be able to reduce the prices of our products, but if we can help you offset and give you rewards to offset it, that's kind of where our head's at. We know right now it's so important for us, like, because as I've shared with you, our retention numbers are still really, really good. And if you've seen a decline in your business, it's not because of retention. It's usually because the number of people coming in has gone down. And so we've got to increase those numbers.
So if your checks are going down because less people are coming in, but you're still retaining those customers, or excuse me, that was a Freudian slip there. You're still retaining those brand partners. If you're making your money based on just selling the product and not recruiting like they want you to believe, and everything is still retained the same way once they're recruited, like you want us to believe, or like 80% or whatever he said, wouldn't your check stay the same? Like whether or not you recruit new people or not? But okay, like see, that's where I'm like, they make a substantial amount of money every time they recruit somebody. So if there's less people coming in and now they're making less money, that's a correlation there that I don't want to ignore. I don't want to say the whole like, oh, correlation versus causation, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I think that correlation makes sense. Shit, it's not like I'm sitting here speculating that like, oh, maybe these people do make money from recruiting. We know they do. I think he's bullshitting about the retention rate because we've seen like mass exoduses, multiple, from Young Living in the past. Like so many of them went over to Modere. I don't think he's necessarily being truthful here, or they're not like surveying the right people, or like, I really don't know, dude. I don't understand. There's just no way. With all the people quitting and all the issues that they're having, all the tickets that they're having to go through, like, I don't believe it.
Front end earnings, it needs to be competitive. People need to be rewarded for their effort, and it needs to start from the first sell. And at the same time, we want to reward the right behaviors in this business so that people will continue to do those things over and over and over again because of the right things to help grow a business, retain and grow people. So what are we doing? Well, I can't tell you everything right now. What I'm going to tell you is we're going to have a broadcast in November. This is not me making an official announcement.
Does this guy look like Rob Lowe?
Stop pooping.
I do want to say that it's going to be really beneficial for everyone to be focusing on, you know, bringing in 2 people a month and being consistent with that. And by doing that, you know, can help to offset the costs of your kit, but then also qualify you for other things in the future.
That is a big pressure to put on people in a multi-level marketing company. Oh, just recruit 2 people per month. It's not that easy. You can't just like pull recruits out of your butt, sir. Seriously, they want you to believe this is so easy. It's not. It's super not. And eventually, again, you want to talk about sustainability? Hey, here's the thing. There's a finite amount of people on this planet. Hey, did you ever think of that? And if every single person in Young Living is recruiting 2 people per month, and they're in there for multiple months, like, you're gonna run out of people. This is just an unrealistic expectation to set. And he's just like, oh, if you just recruit 2 per month, and we'll be fine. We'd be totally sustainable then. No, that's unrealistic and also just like a flat out lie, dude.
Also, just from as I've been looking at bonuses we already have in place, if you were to bring in 2 people a month, and in about a quarter time frame, develop 2 people and help them bring in 2 people a month. So bring in 2 consistently and then develop 2. You start to qualify for all the bonuses that are in place with Silverbound. And so just that's something I've noticed as we focus on too. The other thing I want to bring up with enrollment, because it's so important for us to bring new people into the business, and we are looking at incentives to simplify that and also make it rewarding. But I also have a lot of excitement around simplified. When you look at the days, maybe I shouldn't say days, when you look at the hours that we had simplified available for sale, and we've got to have it, we have to have it in stock. When we have it, when we've had it in stock, our enrollment numbers have been through the roof. Simplified is really an acquisition tool.
Okay, so before he continues here, I did pull up what this Simplify shit is because I had to look it up too. This must be one that just came out because this is Simplified by Jacob and Kate. Is it Jacob Young and then is Kate his wife? Because I know Jacob's married. Is that what's going on here? Anyway, but so Simplified appears to be a $100 box of 3 oils. So like $33 each-ish. Or, I mean, unless if you're gonna pay the retail price, it's $131 for these 3 fucking oils. Now, it's a collection, and it says, curl up with these 3 cozy fall essential oil blends inspired by comforting memories of crisp autumn days. And let's see what is in here. They got ginger snaps, orange spice cider, and cozy cabin. Straight up, this is like aromatherapy, right? You wouldn't be trying to convince people to eat this shit for their health, right? I would hope not. I don't know what's in all these. Let's see if it says. Yeah, they're all essential oil blends. Oh yeah, brought to you by Jacob and Caitlin Young. So pretty sure that's the husband and wife team here. Oh, ingredients, here we go. So in cozy cabin, you have some things I can't pronounce. Some kind of wood oil, hinoki oil, sage oil, black spruce leaf oil, vetiver root oil, and cedar wood. Yeah, you wouldn't eat cedar wood. You would just like diffuse this shit, right? Ginger snaps, vanilla fruit extract. Oh, so that's not even like a essential oil, just like straight up vanilla extract. Cinnamon bark oil, which is the one that's was cut with synthetics at one point. So I'm not saying that it is now, but we have proof that it was at one point. Tangerine peel oil, ginger root oil, and ocotillo leaf oil. And then orange spice cider is orange peel oil, nutmeg oil, cassia bark oil, cassia, I don't know, and then bitter orange flower oil, which I want to say, bitter orange, I'm pretty sure has health risks when you consume it. And the only reason I remember that is because when I was researching for my Velveeta deep dive, I think one of their products had that in it, and like I did research on that product, and that's what I found. That I don't even remember what it is at this point, but I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. But yeah, so let's fucking hope that despite the fact that 2 out of 3 of these are named after delicious food and drink, that people aren't actually food and drinking this. Yeah, the suggested uses, none of them suggest eating them, so there's that. Anyway, that's what Simplified is. They had a summer collection that you can't get anymore, and now this is the fall collection. I don't know what was in the summer collection. I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so that's what he's talking about. He's saying that this, for whatever fucking reason, is somehow a good recruitment tool. And I'm like, what are they doing to recruit people with this? Like, they're overpriced shitty oils, dude. I'm sure they smell fine, but like, you can definitely get some candles that are gonna smell just like this. And of course they're gonna come back and be like, but candles are so bad for you. I don't know about that shit, but I do know that when I buy candles from Bath & Body Works, it says they're made with essential oils. So I don't know, man.
That is really an acquisition tool. It's a way to get into more homes, to introduce our products to people that weren't interested. It's a way to just grab attention of a different audience, which gets me extremely excited, and which puts a lot of pressure on us to make sure that you have something always in stock to invite to when we're talking about Simplified. I believe the Simplified line next year could be $200 to $500 million if we execute it right. There's a ton of opportunity there, a ton of potential. And what I love about that program or that product line is Simplified. I've heard this from you guys. I've heard people say to me, this is the first time you've launched a product where I didn't have to answer questions. And the thing is with our Simplified line, they're still getting our oils. Those are our essential oils. They're still getting those health benefits. And I love that.
The uses were like, make a bath salt, diffuse it. If you think that like aromatherapy with a bath salt is a health benefit, or like breathing in essential oils is a health benefit, what is he talking about? Because obviously they're not going to put on there like, you should eat this, because then that goes against FDA regulations. Do you think behind closed doors they're like, add a dash of this to your homemade cookie frosting? Oh, I hope not. God, I hope not. Yeah, so what health benefits is he talking about? That's a little bit concerning to me.
So I get really excited about Simplified as an acquisition tool, combined with some other rewards that we were going to put in place. You put those two things together, and we will start to see the sponsoring numbers that we're used to. And then what we've got to work on is making sure that they transition into loyalty rewards and our other product lines. But I think that's why I'm so excited, as I feel like we have some things right in front of us that we can take advantage of that's going to help us see massive growth. So where my head goes is Simplified as an enrollment kit. And then, I think that if we had something that was always in place that you could bring new people in with,
Yeah,
I think that'd be powerful. So
I mean, we love that the PB was 100, but without getting the starter kit bonus with it, it's a little tough,
So that's what she's saying, like, hey, we would be happier if we sell this $100 box of oils as if we get the what was it? Oh, you know what? I looked this up too because I knew they were gonna bring it up. The starter kit bonus. So he was just saying to make that 3 oil box set, whatever the fuck, making it an enrollment kit, a starter kit. So the starter kit bonus is Young Living distributors can become eligible to earn a $25 cash bonus in addition to regular commissions each time they personally enroll a new distributor in Young Living, and the newly enrolled distributor purchases a premium starter kit. The basic kit does not qualify. Straight up, literally just giving you $25 for recruiting somebody, period. That's what it is. But they have to buy the expensive starter kits. And I think the premium ones are like $250 or something like that. So whatever. And it's a one-time bonus paid to new distributor enrollers. So obviously if people were used to enrolling a bunch of people, like he was saying before, like your checks are going down because less people are enrolling. This makes sense because they straight up just give you $25 for recruiting someone who buys like one of the more expensive starter kits. Like, damn. Holy moly. But yeah, so she was like, yeah, we work so hard to sell those $100 boxes of oils and we don't even get the starter kit bonus along with it. Excuse me, but Young Living is about to go bankrupt. In Mary Young's own words, you expect them to just like shell out $25 every time you recruit somebody?
Maybe in another call, we can talk about starter kit bonuses and fast start and all of those things, and how you earn when people join. I think we can talk about that in the future. But I love the entry point of grabbing people's attention with Simplified, because there's a massive market there, and then using that as a way to transition them into our massive library of products that are just amazing. So that's what I share with the Diamonds this week. I just hope you guys can see I'm confident and I'm extremely excited about what's to come. And I just want to speak to some of the things that have been going out and that we hear going on. Sometimes we kind of get consumed with the negativity we hear, and maybe things that are happening on our team or within our communities. And I realize when that stuff happens, it sucks. And I don't want to discount the impact that has on you as a leader or your team members. But when you start to actually run the numbers, if you go look at our reputation online, which looks at the positive and negative interactions and comments and content that's out there, our reputation right now is 98% positive online.
Okay, remember I brought this up in the last video where like they're saying this all over the place, and in a lot of the Zoom calls that I've been watching that I haven't shared with you guys, like they all kind of bring this up. They're like, oh, 98% positive. And what I showed you in the last video is that like even the top guys are like, seems like the other way around, that like 98% of people are questioning all of our shit. It's hard out here in the field, dude. Well, so he just said that it's based off of like positive engagement with their stuff, interactive comments and content that's out there. Okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure if you have shit to say about Young Living and you go leave a negative comment, they straight up just block you. I know multiple MLMs do that. Dude, I mean, I don't even know how many MLMs have blocked me at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Young Living is one of them. And if you show up and make a negative comment, you know what's gonna happen is that all of the cult members are gonna jump on your ass in those comments. I mean, are those, if they're defending Young Living, would they consider that to be positive? Probably. So if anyone leaves a negative comment, there's gonna be 1,000 more of them trying to defend Young Living, because ultimately the only people who are involved in their social media and leaving comments and stuff are the cult members, dude. The brand partners, excuse me. I don't think that that's a very good metric. I mean, have you been on YouTube? Hello, hi, nice to see you. Guys, does this mean that we need to make more content about Young Living? Maybe they're just too scared to step on YouTube, so they just like don't. They're like Facebook. On Facebook, we have a 98%. That's gotta be it, right? People who use their hashtags probably, like who else uses their hashtags except for anti-mlmers and people who are trying to sell Young Living? Like, of course, they're probably gonna use it a lot more than we do, because we got a lot of MLMs to talk about, right? Him specifying it that way makes me go, okay, the metric that they're using to measure that 98% positive rating or whatever the fuck, like, it seems like bullshit.
I know that there are people that are coming after us. They're trying to discount what we do. And there's a reason why they're doing that. And that's because they know we're great and they know that you are great.
Now, listen here. The reason I'm doing this shit is quite the opposite, is to expose Young Living and other MLMs, but Young Living in this specific situation. I am attacking you and coming against you and trying to bring you down and being a negative Nancy because you're lying. Your entire platform, the past 30 years of you being open as a company, has been just based on the seed to seal lie. And even before all that, like, I know I was questioning it, like, this doesn't make sense with seed to seal. But even before all that, before I started questioning that, there was just other shit that I'm like, hey, Gary killed his baby. Hey, Gary hired some guy who shot his grandpa in the head to formulate his products. There's just like a lot of stuff that like no one was talking about. So it's like, okay, I guess we really got to bring this shit to light, man. So I can personally say that the reason I'm doing this is not because I think Young Living is so great. It's actually quite the opposite. I think that they had a positive set of cult members there, and there wasn't a lot of information out there for them to consume that made them question anything that Young Living had to say. Enter the anti-MLM movement. Hello. That's the point. I mean, that's literally what we're doing. It's not because like, oh, Young Living is such a great company, I want to tear them down. No, it's Young Living is such a shitty company, such a lying sack of shit company. Let's bring them down. That's it. And hey, I haven't lied about a single fucking thing that I've said about Young Living. It's all been true or based on my own opinion.
And they're trying to shake you and create a lack of confidence. And I don't blame them for trying to do that. But please don't let them distract you. Don't let them
like begging.
Confuse you, because it's a small group of people. And they are trying to hurt you and try to create a lack of confidence.
No. What you have mixed up there is that we're not trying to hurt you as a brand partner with Young Living. We're trying to save more people from being hurt by Young Living by joining as brand partners. See, you have that mixed up there. I know it's a little hard to understand. That's actually where you need to really like flip it around there, because we're actually doing this to prevent more people from getting hurt, not to hurt brand partners just because we're just hateful sacks of crap.
This company is full of integrity.
Okay.
We're not perfect, but I can promise you every conversation that I've been a part of, and I'm a part of them, I never see them make questionable judgments or do anything that's trying to deceive you or be untrustworthy. We're here. We want to operate with integrity. We're trying to make the best decisions and represent you with integrity. And I would tell you, I would not be here if I was seeing those types of things happen. And the other thing I want to talk about is our company, the stability of our company. Guys, there are companies that are trying to question our stability right now. One of those companies is so small, like we do more revenue than they do in a year in 2 weeks.
Who gives a shit?
Another one's a little bit bigger, but we still do more revenue than they do in a year, in a month.
Yeah, because you've done a very good job at brainwashing them. Like, it's not that hard to really understand why you have the customer base you did. You had a cult of personality there. Like, even when you're looking at doTERRA or something like that, dude, I don't even know who the fuck the CEO is of doTERRA. The most I know about the leaders of doTERRA is that it was made by disgruntled Young Living employees, basically, and then Young Living tried to sue them, and then doTERRA won that lawsuit, and it was just a whole debacle. But, like, if you told me doTERRA's CEO's name right now, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's doTERRA's CEO. I don't know that shit. But Gary Young, I mean, first of all, his last name is in the name of the company. Like, how can you not know? I've said cult so many times in this video. Like, but it's true though. Like, it's so true. These people are trying to bring us down basically because we do better than them. It's like, I don't give a shit about any of that, and I happen to agree with anyone who says you guys are unsustainable. Yeah, I think you are unsustainable, dude. I think your compensation plan is unsustainable. Your business structure is unsustainable. Your price gouging is unsustainable. I know they've been around for 30 years, but people are finally coming around to the idea that, oh, we've been lied to for decades.
And so they're questioning our stability. Guys, we're pretty much debt free as a company. We only have a little bit of debt on our building and a little bit on new equipment for our fulfillment center. We have very little debt. We have all of our farms. They're debt free. We own them. So it's silly. It's comical.
You do not own every farm that you get your raw material from, and you do not own every farm that produces product for you that you then import. I mean, we know that has been completely exposed over the past few weeks here, few months maybe, since all this seed to seal shit went down. Because what he's saying right now is we own all of our farms. People believed that up until right now. Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay, fine. You own some farms. But according to court documents from the doTERRA versus Young Living lawsuit, under oath, somebody said, I don't remember who it was someone who was working very closely with Young Living and their products and stuff at the time. They estimated that 1% of the oils that they sell actually comes from their farms, the farms that they own. Allegedly 99% of their products don't come from the farms they own. Why would you say this shit? Like, I mean, listen, I know he used to be with Young Living, and now apparently he left and then he came back. Like, has no one filled him in about the shit that's going on right now? Has no one filled him in and been like, oh, by the way, they know that we've been lying to them about how we get our products now. They know that seed to seal isn't what they thought it was for the past 30 years. Did no one tell him this? Because he's talking about it just the same way they've always been talking about it, like, we own our farms. No, I mean, yeah, you own farms. You don't own every place that your products come from. You just own some farms. Congratulations. And those farms produce allegedly about 1% of the products you sell. Congratulations.
They can question all they want, but I would be questioning a startup type company that's trying to go steal people to create momentum. I would go question their stability, because if they were creating duplication and they had products that were working, wouldn't it grow organically?
Oh, okay, so it's just the no you argument then. If someone brings up fair criticism of your lack of stability, your suggestion is just to turn around and be like, no, you're unstable. That's such a logical fallacy. Which fallacy is that? False dichotomy, maybe? Hasty generalization. That's a good one, too, that this could definitely fall under. Or a red herring, even. That's an argument that uses confusion or distraction to shift attention away from a topic and towards a false conclusion. You want to criticize us for being unstable? What about your stability? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. We're not talking about their stability. If they're saying that you're unstable and you actually are unstable, their stability does not have anything to do with that. Sorry to dwell on that. I just think that's so stupid. That kind of stuff just pisses me off, dude. It was so stupid that he said that.
If they were creating duplication and they had products that were working, wouldn't it grow organically? Yeah, it would. And so, sorry if I get a little bit passionate. If we did nothing as a company, if we made no changes today, we would still be Young Living, and we would still be the best. And we would still have the best products.
Please.
We still have the best community. If we did nothing.
Prove it.
Yet we are 100% committed to continue to improve and get better. So, sorry, maybe you didn't really want me to talk about that, but I'm extremely, I'm just extremely passionate because we
this
have
job
so much goodness.
is paying
go question
me a lot of money.
Seed to Seal and how many farms we have. go question that. But then take a step back and say, how many farms do you have?
It's irrelevant. It's so irrelevant, especially when 99% allegedly of the oils that you sell don't come from your farms. It doesn't matter how many farms you own. If it's only producing 1% of the oils you sell, the other 99% is the very large majority, and that's really the main focus there. Oh yeah? You want to question our seed to seal stuff? Well, how many farms do you have? Oh, see, that's a straw man. It's so stupid. Is anyone even questioning how many farms they own? I don't think so. Isn't it like 6? I don't know. I'll Google it. 6. Okay. I mean, according to the Young Living's website, they own 6, and those are like across the globe. And those 6 farms are not producing enough plants to meet the high demand of their cult members here. So yeah, of course, it's obvious they had to import. Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just comical. So
you're comical.
And I know, and I don't want to discount the impact it has on you and your teens. And I know it hurts, and it's personal. And it's personal because you care, and it's personal because it's your friends. But please, like,
I know that you're upset that you've been talking our company up to your friends and family for many, many years and telling them that we're the best essential oils out there and we're the only ones who make all of our own shit from seed to seal, blah, 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 blah. And then you found out it was a lie, and now you're questioning everything because you didn't want your friends and family to be hurt by this. But please? But hey, can you stay a little longer? Oh my god, it's just like he's begging. It's pathetic. At this point, this is sad.
I try to keep myself out of it a little bit because I feel like it's so important for us to be looking forward and improving and focusing on growth and those things that will separate us in the future. One thing I didn't mention is we have some innovations that we're working on in the essential oil space. And they're so good that we don't talk about them internally because we're trying to get the patents and everything finalized. But they're game-changing innovations.
We'll see
that
about
will
that.
completely set us apart from anybody in that space.
I thought that they were already set apart by everyone else because they are seed to seal and we're the only ones with seed to seal. There's like so many things that they're like, oh, we're set apart from everyone else. And he's like, no, this is what's going to set us apart, but I can't tell you what it is. He'll say anything just to get them to stick around a little bit longer, huh? That's what I'm gathering from this.
I've been going on for too long. Do we want to
No,
jump into questions?
there's not a ton of questions there, but you can kind of read through. I just want to say something real quick here, and I love that you did and you expressed your heart, because that's what I wanted you to do when I invited you to come, is share you and where you're going, what direction you're taking us, so that we can be that force that, you know, makes that momentum happen. And we'll wrap up here because you'll have some time today to kind of dig through and browse those comments before you get
Kick
the move.
me out.
Yeah, in a nice way. But I wanted to say to you something that I've said over and over. You know, I've known you, you know, a number of years, and the leadership in our company, we've never, you know, I have 22 kids, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. So I've often said to somebody, you know what, Jeff's the kind of guy, Ben's.
Someone give this woman her own TLC series. 22 kids? Isn't that more than, what was that, family, the Duggars or something? Wasn't it like 19 kids and counting or something like that? She's got 22? There's no way she gave birth to all of those kids by herself. That's gotta be either like foster or, cause she's not that old, right? She's definitely not old enough to have produced 22 kids with her own body. Holy shit, what? What are you doing? How do you get to a position that you have 22 kids? If you give them a good life, that's great. But now I'm like, that's 22 little people. I mean, I'm sure some of them are like grown and out of the house, I guess. She's been like Octomom like 3 times. That's like a bunch of more people that she's basically just like indoctrinating, right? Even if she adopted them all or she's like fostering them all, and obviously like that's like a super important thing for people to do, and it's a very selfless thing in most cases to adopt or foster, although we know that there are issues in the foster system. But regardless, first of all, how much money do you think she's spending on essential oils on a house with her 22 kids? And I guess, oh, I think she has a husband too. I was looking at her Instagram because I'm a creep. That's 24 people. You know that essential rewards order is huge every month, sweaty. There's no way she's making a profit then. Like, how many bottles of Nink should you buy buy every month, ma'am? She's probably spending thousands a month if I had to guess. Anyway, yeah, that's just like a boatload of people that while she probably is giving them a better life than they would have experienced in an orphanage or foster care, she's still indoctrinating them into a cult. So like, is it better? Maybe, but I guess it's just not ideal. Anyway, sorry to get hung up on the 22 kids thing, but holy shit, man. We only have a few minutes left of this, so let's let it play through here.
If I was in an accident and I had all my kids with me, I would give you the keys to my car. I'd give you all my kids and tell you to take them home. And
are you a train conductor?
I trust you with a bus driver, right? And the trust that the people that are on this call, that's the kind of trust I have in our current leadership. And I don't know how you express that without getting to hear from your voice. And these people getting to know you in that same way. And the good news is that most of my kids are grown, and you are not currently named as the person who has to watch them in our will. But the trust that is there with our, you guys have our livelihood in your hands. And so I just want you to know how thankful I am that you are here and you are coming in to share that part and to share who you are and your passion with the people so that they can know you like some of the leadership has gotten to know you in the last number of years.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The thing that's been hardest for me coming back, to be honest with you, because I was here before and we were in a massive growth wave at the time. The hardest thing was coming back and just seeing, and I want to say it is a lot of the world around us is causing a lot of this. You just have to open up, like just do a search. Like companies are preparing for a terrible economy. We're already in it, but it's going to get worse and businesses are impacted. So a lot of this that we're experiencing is influenced by those external influences. But the hardest thing is honestly sitting back, and I know that families are hurting, and that's been the hardest thing, is seeing that. And I can promise you, when we're working, we know that we're making changes, improvements, we're fighting for families. We know that. And I hope you guys, and again, we're not going to be perfect. I can promise you that, but we're going to try really hard. Just know that you have an office full of people that care and love you, and we're trying to make the right decisions for you guys. So thanks. Sorry for taking so much time.
You're okay. So we're going to stop the live stream, and you will get to stay in there and just be able to answer stuff as you can. There's questions in there, and you've gotten a couple questions via email that you don't have answers to, but I know that it's good for you to hear our questions so you can know what answers we need down the road. And so I appreciate that as well. I know that there's been several that maybe there just aren't answers for. So we appreciate you hitting those some today. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and stop that so people can watch that replay.
That was it. All right, guys. What do we think? That damage control though, and really, like, I guarantee that that's not the end of this either. Like, I really think that some more shit is just going to continue to pour out. The levee is broken, sweetie. Everything's coming out. So of course, like, I will always keep you guys updated. Let's just hope that the end of Young Living is near, because that'd be great. All right, well, anyway, so I think now is a good time to thank people. So the list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, early access to videos, they'll get early access to this video and more sometimes. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/Savannah Marie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. They're both the same, just whatever platform you want to join on. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Love to Bevel, Mira SIK, Lily Balcha, Natalie Scott, Carol Jenks, Colin F, Martine Hubert, The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Jess Kronfeld, Emion, Auntie Lou, Little Birdie, Fallon Lowry, Hula Chowdown, Janelle Pratt, Amanda Shannon, Cecilia Dudek, Christy Taylor, Elizabeth Wyatt, Eve Blondo, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Meredith Nakata, Ryamu, Sheila Tapia, Alice W, Boris Geller, Caroline Reed, Casey Scraper, Daniel Urena, Hannah Morrison, Hanimal Crossing, Heidi Ha, Julia Wheeler, Kim Cartwright, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Ray, and Tuesday the 13th, and to the rest of my wonderful financial supporters. Thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube loves watch time. Thank you for subscribing and leaving your comments and leaving your likes and all those things. Keep making waves, babes. I'll smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami.